there, children. My name is King Khan. We start off with Alice Coltrane. She's a fabulous woman, as you can see by her name. She's related to John Coltrane. She was his beloved wife. She passed away just very recently, I think. And I really love this. All the music that she did is very spiritual music. I find actually that when I want to feel spiritual, I listen to her spiritual music. It's very easy. And she actually incorporates a lot of like Hinduism and Buddhism and stuff into her music. So there's a lot of all these great black people making great intellectual, classical and jazz music, and they kind of dreamed about being Indian. And I'm born Indian, you know. I was born in Canada, so I'm what they call a cold-blooded Indian. And I, you know, used to dream about making like true black soul music. So it's funny when you're born somewhere else where you're not supposed to be, you dream about being from somewhere even further away. But I think that's what music is all about. It's about transportation and teleportation, and basically being able to transport and teleport your soul into other distant places without even having to move. So let's go on. All right, now we go into the punk world here for a little bit. This is one of my favorite all-time punk bands, The Saints. This is their first album. This is just absolutely amazing. It's from Australia. It's got a snarl and a grit to it that is untoppable. It's also very melancholic. And growing up, I used to listen to this all the time. In fact, one of their songs, Know Your Product, we just released a single version of that on Merge. And that might have been the song. It's not on this album, but it might have been the song that really shaped the early idea of what I wanted to do with the Shrines, which was to, you know, kind of combine like punk and R&B with saxophones and stuff. All right, moving on. We got Bad Brains' first album. This is probably also one of my favorite all-time punk bands. HR is such an incredible frontman, and to this day I will listen to this album and dance around my house. Going on, now we're going a little bit dirty. This is Gigi Allan. This is one of my heroes. I have a funny story about Gigi Allan. I shared an iPod with my daughter, and she's at the time she was 8 years old. She wanted to have an iPod. So I put a whole bunch of stuff on this thing, and I wasn't really thinking about I just put everything that I wanted to have on there. And she put what she wanted to have on there, which was mostly like classic rock stuff, like the Beach Boys and Bo Diddley and stuff. And then she would just, you know, listen to this on her own, and sometimes she would just come over and surprise me and be like, "Hey Dad, I really love Big Daddy Kane." And I would be like, "What song?" Like, "Young, Gifted, and Black." You know, and to see like an 8-year-old say that to you, you know, without you really directly teaching it, is perfect. Because that's the best way, is like you give them freedom within a certain restrained world. Although that restrained world wasn't really restrained, but there was no Right Said Fred, for example, on that iPod. Or maybe that's too dated. There wasn't any music that might have been inspired by McDonald's. So anyway, then one day I was talking to one of my buddies in Montreal. We were driving around, and we were talking about Gigi Allan, and Zabalou was in the back. She was like 8 or 9 years old. And she was like, "Oh, Gigi Allan. Oh, Dad, I really don't like him." And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, I was like, "How do you know Gigi Allan?" And she's like, "Oh, well, he has a song called Drink, Fight, and F Word." Anyways, I think that was probably the only time that song has been called that. And I'm proud to say that was my little baby girl. Okay, moving on. I would like to say thank you very much. And I hope you learned something from this little conversation we're having. And yesterday I ate 200 oysters. And I'm still here. So today is a good day. Whoa! Watch out, that guy's high. That guy's on PCP. I can see.